I think this time it has grown massively. What shocked me is that in places like Nagapattinam, Kilvelur, Marxist communist has distributed to the tune of rupees 1,000 per voter. This time, the minimum has been rupees 1,000. What we are looking at is, this is probably one of the worst elections that Tamil Nadu has seen. Ambedkar said democracy is only a top dressing on an Indian soil today. And that is the status that we are in today. No work has been done by Election Commission in those areas. This entire enforcement has completely failed. I mean, they have not taken any effort. There is no one going to be punished. So whatever offense that see, political parties are aware of this. Whatever we do today, even if we get caught, nothing is going to happen to me.
Welcome to the Federal. Today we see massive jump in voting turnaround. But this have another side of story. Distribution of gift and cash for votes. Many saying this election cash distribution is very high. To discuss this, I am joined by Mylapore Ekam convener Jayaram Venkatesan. Thank you so much, sir, for joining with us. Sir, can you just give a more detail about the complaint which is launched by Mylapore Ekam with the Election Commission regarding to stop election in Tamil Nadu?
See, we have raised a complaint with the Election Commission for three constituencies. One is Mylapore, the other is Alangulam in Tirunelveli, and the third constituency is Thirumangalam in Madurai. The reason is Mylapore, it's a straight, clear-cut case where just yesterday, the Election Commission themselves have gone and searched the residence of a person called Satyamurthy, who is said to be an aide of Tavelu, the candidate of Mylapore, DMK candidate. Now, when they searched, they have found crores of rupees. They have found, I think 79 lakhs is the amount that they have recovered. But they have also found evidences that money has been distributed to the tune of crores of rupees.
The money was found with voter list, I guess.
Yeah. Right, with the voter list. So there is very clear evidence, a prima facie evidence showing that the voters has been influenced, and that is what they have found out themselves. And now if you look at this kind of evidence with Election Commission, that is, let's say in the past what they have done, you look at Aravakurchi or Velur, where they have recovered money from either the associate of candidate or in fact the distance associate of candidate, as in Velur. Even in such cases, they have rescinded the election. So they have cancelled the election, citing that the voters have been influenced. Because the law says that once you find evidence of the voter being influenced, then the power of the Election Commission is that, of course, they can't disqualify that candidate. They don't have that power. Of course, that is one of the reforms that is being sought. But they don't have that power, Election Commission. So the only thing that the Election Commission can do is to cancel the election in that constituency. And therefore, for Mylapore, in fact, I thought that they will cancel in Mylapore because they themselves have found and they have handed over the money to income tax as well. So therefore, given that this is a very clear case of influence, and even after finding it, if the Election Commission is not cancelling it, it raises a very serious question of whether the Election Commission is interested in conducting a free and fair election or not. This raises a lot of questions against the Election Commission, why they have not cancelled the Mylapore election. The other two constituencies in Alangulam as well as in Thirumangalam, in Alangulam, the ADMK candidate Prabhakaran, there is a video that has surfaced where the candidate is describing about how each voter must be given money, what is the strategy of giving money, and he is also displaying the money in that video, showing that how it should be distributed to the people and all. So therefore, this video also very clearly says that people in Alangulam are being influenced, or there is a strategy, there is a meeting that has been held to influence the voters. The third is the Thirumangalam, where the branch secretary's daughter in Pudur village in Thirumangalam constituency, she has circulated a WhatsApp audio in a local group where she says that rupees 1,000 has been given to all the households, to each voter, in all the households. I hope it reached everyone, and that why they should vote for DMK candidate Manimaran. So there is a video that has been circulated, and she said that in that very clearly she gives a statement that they have given the money. So therefore, these three are very clear prima facie evidences of how voters have been influenced, and therefore that is why we have sought cancellation of election in all the three.
Any response from election commission? So
Nothing so far. Nothing so far. In fact, that is what I also tweeted today, that it is very, very strange that the election commission has gone ahead and conducted the election in these three places, particularly Mylapore. Because in Mylapore, in other places they could say that they need to verify the video, they may
information,
verify the information and so on. But in Mylapore, it is the election commission themselves.
Red-handedly they got it. Yeah.
They have caught it red-handed. And what reason can election commission give? The only thing that I am hearing is that they probably feel that BJP may win that seat, and that is the reason why they have not cancelled it, and that is true. I still don't want to say that it is true, that is why they have not done it, but this is what I am hearing, and if that is true, and it shows what is election, I mean, whether the election commission is here to conduct a free and fair election or just to listen to their boss in Delhi and say that, they want to do things the way that favors a particular political party.
Sir, I just want to know, is there any particular SOP after seizing a huge amount of money from close related to candidate or something like that? Because every time it was an issue. Even during last Lok Sabha poll, that Vellore also the same scenario was there. So is there any particular stringent SOP or stringent rules and regulation are there, or is it's based to one, I mean case to case?
There is a standard procedure that they follow. One is, of course, the immediately after they catch it red-handed, they also hand it over to the income tax. The income tax does a immediate inquiry or investigation and gives a report to the election commission on the issue immediately, and then based on which the election commission recommends for cancellation of the election to the president, and that's how the usual procedure, where the election in that constituency has been rescinded in the past. And if you look at the benchmark, like in Vellore for example, they caught money to the tune of some 11 crores or so from there was a DMK functionary called Srinivasan, and his brother-in-law's place is where it was raided and they found and so on. So there was a DMK functionary, and then the relative of the DMK functionary is where they found the money. Now here it is a very clear-cut case of
close aid of candidate.
The candidate itself. You have also found evidences of influencing the voters. You have found sheets and so on. So I think election commission has a lot to answer here with respect to why they have gone ahead and conducted the election in Mylapore.
Accepting bribe or cash for votes among voters, it's become a new normal. What's your field report says?
I think this time it has grown massively. Even compared to last election as in 2021. I remember in 2011 I was in the field. I was working with the farmers at that point of time. So the amount of money that was given by candidates in places like Madurai and so on, where it was highest in fact throughout Tamil Nadu. If you take places like Madurai where Alagiri's
Tirumangalam formula, it was very
right?
famous. Yeah.
So even there, the maximum amount of money that was given was only 500. Mostly it was 200, 300 per household and so on. And even in 2021, if you take most constituencies, see, except for the by-election is where you will see 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 and so on. But if you take the assembly elections, it has always been 200, 300 and 500 has been the normal practice depending on the candidates, how much they give. But this time what we are seeing is that across most of the constituencies, by most of the major political parties like DMK, ADMK, BJP. In Satur we are hearing that BJP has been distributing a lot of money. We are hearing that, what shocked me is that in places like Nagapattinam, Kilvelur, Marxist Communist has distributed to the tune of rupees 1,000 per voter.
Oh.
And see, so this time the minimum has been rupees 1,000 per voter in most of the constituencies.
Maximum?
And maximum, we are hearing in Coimbatore South, there is a gold
Earpiece.
earpiece or many other things. Like there was talks about, when I went to Coimbatore, there was talks about silver bar. We don't know what has been given, but now there are videos that are surfacing where they are given this golden earpiece or something like that, right? So therefore, they are looking at 3,000, 5,000, and even the gifts. If you look at the amount of gifts that has been given in places like Ananagar, Gokula Indra was giving to the MCC, she was giving gifts. There are many other constituencies. Of course, DMK was giving, ADMK was giving so many gifts. So, of course, until the point MCC comes in, it is not illegal to give. Even though it is being given to influence the voter, we all know that. But it is not illegal until that point of time. But after MCC, also, it has continued widely across the constituency. So there are a lot of gift items given. There are a lot of money that has, freely flown. So people are saying that this is the first time that they are seeing where in an assembly election, up to rupees 5,000 or 6,000 is coming. Even Lalkudi constituency, there is now report they are saying that rupees 10,000 and all that. People are saying. So we need to find out. I mean, this point is, Election Commission has not taken any steps. Knowing that Tamil Nadu is a place where you are going to see massive money distribution, the preparedness of the Election Commission to counter this has been abysmal. And therefore, what we are looking at is, this is probably one of the worst elections that Tamil Nadu has seen. In the entire history is what we need to say. See, what we found when we did this campaign of My Vote is Not for Sale in the field is that every household that I went to, see, if I talk to 10 people, 8 to 9 people say that they feel guilty about taking money for vote. So they do understand that this money that is coming up is not a clean money. It is money earned by the politician through many illegal means. And when we ask them, when you receive that money, do you feel guilty about it? And 9 out of 10 people say, yes, we feel guilty about it. So when we ask, why do you feel guilty about it? Do you think that it is wrong? Yes, it is wrong. Then if it is wrong, why are you taking that money? I mean, or what we should do to stop it. So in fact, our conversations, our democratic dialogue with people in this campaign itself, we spend almost 10 to 15 minutes per household, where was to get them, where 9 out of 10 people say, yes, it is wrong. From saying it is wrong to taking a decision that they should not take that money.
Okay.
Was the conversation. And wherever we spoke, there were a lot of people, thousands of people who have pasted stickers in front of their household saying that they will not take money for vote this time. Maybe a percentage of them stuck to it. We are looking in the field. But what we are seeing is that many of the people who told us, no, we will vote for someone else, we will vote for the person of our choice and all that. But then we said, if you have to build a honest society, the first step is that we need to be honest as well.
Correct.
And this conversation revolved around this part of integrity, and finally they do accept that yes, we should not take money.
Okay.
Right? But what we have done is maybe in only 150 places. But this kind of conversation needs to happen throughout the state. It has to be done by Election Commission through massive awareness and massive efforts and so on. So we all in civil society have to do this in the first place. So as Ambedkar said, democracy is only a top dressing on an Indian soil today. And that is the status that we are in today. So we need to talk to people about this. Number two, what we are seeing in this election is that loyalty factor. Whether if you give money, people will vote for you or not. I think political parties have this time thought about it. What they have thought about it is that, given that it's a three-way kind of a contest that is with a new player coming in and so on, now the margin of vote in each constituency is going to come down. So each vote becomes very, very important for them. So people can lose in 500 votes, 1000 votes and so on. So what they have decided is that 500 rupees, giving 500 rupees or 1000 rupees maybe, will not give them the loyalty to vote for the party.
Okay.
So now there is the bidding prices increase. So people think that in some constituencies, if I give 2000 rupees to the player, then at least 5 to 10% will vote loyally for me for the amount given. Okay. So Democracy is, we are traveling in a completely opposite direction where this, word democracy is made completely meaningless and redundant with respect to whatever is happening on the ground. So, therefore, if this process needs to change, of course, we all in the civil society has a responsibility, but I will fix the major responsibility with the major parties. The DMK or the ADMK or the BJP or other parties that have given in the field. You must realize, you must understand that, the kind of society, the kind of way that you are taking this society towards is you are making people as there is absolutely no, we talk about Suya Maryada all the time, self-respect all the time. And where is the self-respect here? They are treating people as a subject, where you just give away money and they will vote for you, and they want to increase this loyalty factor. See, when this loyalty factor is, let's say, 0.5% or 1%, we may still survive. If this loyalty factor increases to 5%, let's say this loyalty factor increases to 10%, if 10% of the people say that whoever gives the maximum amount of money, I'm going to vote for them, then there is no meaning in the election.
Conducting election, yeah, correct.
Whichever party has the most amount of money, they are going to win. And this is where we need to be worried about. Many people will say, see, in 2011, party has changed, even though money was given. 2021, party has changed. Yes, that has happened because the loyalty factor was very less.
Okay.
But we are traveling in a direction where the loyalty factor, the political parties are giving increased money to increase the loyalty factor. And if that loyalty factor increases to 5% or 10%, we are gone. So we need to work in a direction where this is completely eliminated. And that is where we can actually see some meaning, at least in the society of building a honest, we start traveling in the direction of building a honest.
What kind of reform should we bring to stop such illegal activities?
Yes, I see. At one level, of course, there also needs to be some electoral reforms that needs to happen. Like, for example, one of the things that we had asked is that when you have an election like this, at least 6 months prior to it, we need to have a ban on any kind of gift items or any announcement by the government to have cash transfers and all the other things to the citizens. The regular schemes can continue, the 1,000 rupees can continue. But this time we saw that they announced, 5,000 rupees as a bulk amount, including a 2,000 rupees summer feast. So things like that, should be banned at least 6 months prior to the election time. So that is why are we saying 6 months? Because anything that is given prior to 6 months, at least it will fade away from public memory. So it can't be seen as something that is given to influence the voter. But when it is given model code of conduct is like 25 days or 30 days before. So, but when it is given just a month before, it stays in public's memory. So it influences the voter. So then there needs to be reforms like that as well. But on the other side, Election Commission needs to come up with preparedness. So the only thing the Election Commission did was stay on the main road. They asked the people to open their car and show whether money is there or not. What they should instead do is that, see, when we went to Ambedkar Nagar, where we have been campaigning for My Vote is Not for Sale, we have been talking to each resident, household to household, in many places. And there what we found was that political party has come and collected the GPay numbers of citizens to transfer money in Velachery constituency. So now Election Commission has to look at all of these. Now when there are citizens coming up and protesting that they have not been given money, Election Commission at the least should file a case and actually at least detain them for an entire day or so that it sends a message across to say that this is an offense. In many places where we went, what we saw was that many people didn't even know that receiving money is legally wrong. One person told me, why are you have been coming from Chennai to do this campaign and all that. Instead, you can just pass a law saying that this is illegal. I said, no, this is already illegal. There's a 1 year jail imprisonment if you give or receive money for vote. So therefore, but the Election Commission must have done a massive awareness campaign in the first place. The concentration that was given on 100% voting was not given on ethical voting. Even though this time, after a lot of pressure, they did take some effort. I appreciate them for doing that. They told all the district collectors to do campaign on ethical voting as well. So I appreciate to that extent, but that is not enough. We need celebrities to come out. Every time celebrities come out and ask for 100% voting, why are they not asking for not to give money, not to take money? This is something that all celebrities must speak. Election Commission should spend on such awareness, advertise in papers, advertise in TV. This has not been done in a big way on awareness front. On the enforcement front, they must have got flying squads and teams that goes and checks in each villages and interior areas where money is given. No work has been done by Election Commission in those areas where actually money is given. There only if a complaint comes, they go. And this 1950 number, that it was poorly manned. We had given a complaint right from at the front itself, saying almost 25 days back itself, saying that this is very poorly manned. We gave a complaint for Tenkasi issue. They didn't even ask which area, what place. They just hung up the phone saying, okay, we will take care.
No one was showing any interest, yeah.
A couple of days back, a person called me. He said, I called the Election Commission, there is no response. 1950, they are not even responding. So therefore, this entire enforcement has completely failed. I mean, they have not taken any effort, and it's a complete failure of the Election Commission is what we should say.
But Income Tax Department sources claims they have seized more than 200 crores above from all ill-gotten money and money which went for distributing to voters. But they saying last year it was like 115 crore, but this year they managed to...
See, I'm saying that this is only whatever they have caught is a tip of the iceberg, and it could only account for the inflationary increase. They could say last time 115 crores, this time 200 crores, but last time only 500 was given or 300 was given, this time 1000 rupees to 2000 rupees is being given. So you can't see when thousands of crores are flowing in the field as money being given, catching 200 crores itself shows that they have not done anything.
Correct.
This is a very, very small amount that they have caught. If you look at the overall thing, what the Election Commission is saying, they have caught some 1200 crores, they have given back 700 crores. So there is absolutely, this is nothing compared to the enormous scale of money distribution that has happened on the ground. So I would say that this is a complete failure of the Election Commission. I think there is an important need to ensure that when there is a prima facie evidence of catching a huge amount of money, or that there could be a benchmark, but that amount of scale of money being caught for influencing vote and so on from the candidate or their aides or then that candidate must be disqualified as well. See, we need also, such powers are not there with the Election Commission today. Number two, see, Election Commission today with respect to the electoral offences, the day the result is announced, their job ends. They go away, and all these cases are closed by the ruling party, whoever rules in whichever state, they just close it. They don't even proceed with many of these cases.
Okay.
Only if it is of a opposition party person, they may proceed. Otherwise, they will just drop the case, most of the cases. There is no, for example, from 2021, what we have found is that district unit most of the district units does not have information with respect to the cases that was filed in 2021, the election units.
Okay.
So, which means the Election Commission does not even have a strategy or a plan to continue those cases,
to follow
up those cases. So there is no one going to be punished. So whatever offence that see, political parties are aware of this. Whatever we do today, even if we get caught, nothing is going to happen to me. And if this is the status, then of course they will go ahead and violate all the laws. So therefore, Election Commission must come up with a way, at least they must be given the legal powers to continue prosecution of these cases.
Correct.
After on a mission mode, maybe within 6 months after the election is over, they should complete the trial and punishment must be given. So there must be mechanisms for this to happen. And today there is zero mechanism for this to happen. And therefore, political parties they do whatever they want.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.